Okay, good morning everybody. Here we are at the New Love Picnic Ground in Central Coast of California, and I wanted to make this short video for Chris and Noel there in Western Australia to help them learn to fly in a pylon. And all I'm going to do is give you what I do. It may not be 100% right, but at least it works for me, and maybe it'll help you, Chris, and help you, Noel. So the first thing we're going to look at is the pylon top. This is the pylon top that we generally use in the USA, and it's just a straightforward U. In the UK we don't have one of these at the moment. All we have is what's called an F2A top, and let me put this down. I'll take the handles off, and this is an F2A top. So if you want to just come in a little bit closer so you can see the ears on this. This is an F2A top, and it's designed to take a handle that has a crossbar like this. Okay, so these handles were made by a guy down in Los Angeles called Dave Braun. They're very nice handles. I just modified this handle so that it has two bell-shaped pieces on the crossbar, which helps you when you're trying to get in. You see that? So it kind of helps you get in, because it's very easy to get in crossways when you're in a hurry, and you don't want to be in crossways. You want to be like this. So the idea of these bells is to help you do that. And it just so happens in the UK, this is just the regular handle. You can actually go into the handle on this, and if you're wearing a glove, most of the time you don't hurt yourself on these things, so I usually just wear a glove. So today we're just going to use this pylon top, and I'm going to see if I can show you how to get in and out. Okay, so let me put this pylon top out of the way, and let's talk about position. So if you are taking off, and in this case let's assume we're taking off from over here, we're not going to in fact, but let's assume we are, then the easiest way to do it is to stand, you know, a couple of yards, maybe 3 yards to the left of the pylon, being ready to take off. And the reason you're standing here is because if you need to step back to keep the lines tight, you can do. If you're already holding on to the pylon, or if you're already in the pylon, you can't do that. You need to be able to keep the lines tight on takeoff. So you're going to take off, and as you come round, look for the pylon, and as you come round the second time, if you just lean back a bit, you'll be able to go straight into the pylon like that. And then just walk around. And don't get behind it, stay in front, okay? Let's do that with the F2A pylon handle. So here's the F2A handle. So you're going to take off. Obviously if you're flying F2A you may have to whip it for a while, but eventually you're going to have to get the pylon and get the model in like that, okay? And then just walk around, keep your feet in, because if you keep them out you're going to have to run like mad and it looks terrible. If you keep your hands in here, you'll be able to just walk around like that, okay? Alright, what else? Pylon height. I have found that if I've got the pylon about this high, it works for me. Some people like to have the pylon higher, about chest pocket height, because they think it's easier to get in. You'll have to find out what's best for you. I actually find that this height is working for me. And the other thing to notice is model control. If you are just in the pylon, you just fly as you normally fly, with wrist movements to control the model. If you are in the crossbar on an F2A model, it's it's this. It's quite different. See? You've actually got to move up and down a bit. Whereas if you're here, it's this. So there is quite a difference between the two techniques, when you just need to get used to that. Alright, let's fly and see if I can do this for real. I'll do it single-handed for Chris. So, for those of you that are interested on which plane we're using today, this is a Brodak ARTF Ringmaster. It's a turnage, what is it now? It's a 3342 1250 kV electric with a 9x4.5 prop. It's a 50 amp ESC, and this is a 4S 1800, but it's an A-spec battery, and these A-spec batteries can take the current because it's quite a high current drain, much better than the cheaper batteries, half this price. I've blown them up like little balloons before now. So you need an A-spec battery. In fact, although this is an 1800, I actually think the 2200 will fit. And this timer is one of the Hubin 01 timers that Brodak sells for the Super Clown. So that's the model, and that's what we're going to fly. Okay, that flight was just with a regular handle, which is the easy bit. Now we're going to give it a go with an F2A handle with the crossbar, and I'll just do a couple of ins and outs on that as well. And that'll be it for the day. Hopefully it'll be a helpful video to you, Chris.